This is the video review of University Pines maintenance needs 2015. Obviously, starting out, we need to do a repair on the bottom of this mailbox. It looks like it's rusting out and at least needs to be sealed, but potentially may need some welding or to be strengthened so that somebody doesn't just rip it off. We've got swamp coolers across the top. We're going to need to get the cooler covers off in April.
Yeah, we actually need to talk about replacement.
And
Chris says they're all rotting out.
And potentially look at replacement of the pans. We've got a lot of spalling through the driveway, trip hazards that likely will need to be ground down and sealed up and repaired. It's not easy to see, but in this area you get a lot of unevenness where the concrete seems to be settling around different joints. Again, here's that spalling. It would be nice to repaint the lines, although maybe not imperative for the 2015 year. The salt's been pretty good on us, but you see things like this on the front of the main street. Additionally, it would be nice to fill this in with additional river rock, and there are some areas where you can see the landscaping fabric, and be nice just to clean that up a little bit, and maybe even put in metal borders or some kind of a border to hold all those rocks in. At the foundation, we've got some areas where they're wood frame foundations, and so this plastic, where it rips, it starts to rot the thing. So it's imperative that we don't have things like this where the drain pipes or the diverters come off and allow the water to sit there and run up against the foundation and rot and penetrate the wood. We've got a little bit of the siding that's in need of repair. Again, a little landscape fabric. A lot of the shutters and other things. The shutters seem to be in need of repair. In this case, we've got a outside GFCI cover that is going to need to be covered up and addressed. We've got loose siding popping up, and in fact, let's go this way and then we'll come back around. We'll go around that building. This one is just a little bit of a tripping hazard. We just need to make sure it's down in there and maybe a little more secured and a little more centered. It's probably okay, but again, this is a case where we need to make sure it's connected and not draining against the building. You can see the board that they've got against the bottom. It probably could use some kind of a casement kind of wood like this, but it would need to be painted or sealed somehow to keep that wood from warping and bending up. And otherwise, we've got the gutters over the diverter gutter over there. Yeah, just Julian was pointing out that here on the building 473, we've got foundation crack with exposed wood that needs attention. So as we come around building 461, we've got siding issues. We've got trees touching the building that need to be trimmed back, and a pull saw or something to that effect would be perfect. We just need to make sure we bring that up. So make a note of that in the work order. Gutter drains that need sealing, and our south side wood. Here we've got one bit of the upper eave that's where the wood's exposed, and then we've got the attic vent access that where the paint is rotting away and needs attention. Again, a place where we should have some kind of a diverter to direct the water away. And again, down at the bottom you can see that wood foundation. Imperative we keep the sprinklers and other things pointing away. Right there, likely a photocell for some of the lighting, maybe the laundry room lighting, some crack repair on the laundry room for University Pines. As we come over to the property line, you can see we've got old fence post hole that needs a bag of dirt and needs to be filled in. And then we've got trees on and touching the building that again need to be trimmed back. Likely be good to have an arborist come in and keep a majority of the weight of those trees off of the building. This isn't really a resident walking area, but we need to make sure that we address trip hazards on and around the property, both concrete, roots, other things. Again, make sure we keep the gutters redirected. When we come up, make sure that we bring a load of the accordion black pipe. We've got a screen here on the back of 483, I believe it is. And no screens on some buildings, which is okay as long as they don't care. And got a couple of gutter nails that probably need to be replaced with screws or upsized nails. Again, wood foundations exposed. A little bit of siding tightening. You can see they've put some screws in some areas, which is okay on the backs of these buildings. But even in a case like this, they should put silicone on there to cover it up. This is a case where the frame is there for the screen, but it's the screen itself, material's been pushed out. And we are now back up at the east side of the property looking. I guess perhaps one of the last things for the University Pines is just to make sure that this hole on the east side next to the walkway gets a bag of dirt is just that much that if somebody steps off they can twist their ankle or hurt themselves in some way.